Mr. Sanjeev Sharma is going to be talking to us about strategies for sustainable growth of sesame industry. Mr. Sanjeev Sharma is a Senior Vice President and Business Head, Sesame and Superfoods, Olam International. It's time to talk about strategies for sustainable growth of sesame industry, and the gentleman sharing his thoughts is Mr. Sanjeev Sharma. Let's hear it for him.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So first of all, I'd like to thank the organizers for giving us this opportunity to talk about the sustainable strategies. What we have always been talking about is price, supply, demand, what all you can do, what will the market go. So this is the first time some organizer of a conference has actually devoted a session for finding out the strategies for sustainable development of the industry. And we take this opportunity with both hands. So how I'll be talking to you would be, one, giving a general idea about how Olam is trying to do it, and then we'll try to come back and say what we are doing specifically in sesame so that this industry is sustainable. So the way as Olam we have gone about doing this is, there are 4 key trends. We are going a customer-centric approach. What does the customer want? A typical customer, a millennial today, is asking very pertinent questions. What is he asking? First thing is this product right for me? Whatever I'm eating, whatever I'm consuming, is it right for me? Is healthy eating? Is it premium? Does it go with my image? Second thing which he asks for is it right for the planet? Is it right for the guy who is doing it? There are products where people have found that kind of child labor was used and people have abandoned that product. And millennials are very fast at doing it. They can give up on a product at any point of time. So that is something which is happening. That is something which we are worried about or we are aware of. And that's how we are shaping up our strategies. Another thing that will happen is, how do I live and consume these days? These days, it's not that you only go to the shop and buy. You buy a lot of things online. You buy a lot of things are delivered to you you don't even have to go to the store, so you don't get to see the product. So those are changes taking place. Second, how is it produced? If a customer comes to know that the food he is eating is not produced in a very hygienic way, he is going to abandon this. So there are a lot of things that go around, and the way we believe a sustainable growth is possible in industries if we are taking care of all these things. Unfortunately, where we are, this is our point of departure. There are 1 billion farmers which are not getting enough to eat. So the guy who is producing for us, he is actually going to bed hungry. Is it sustainable? Obviously, this is not. Second thing which is happening is the kind of carbon we are emitting, the kind of global greenhouse gases that we are emitting is too much. So if our planet can absorb, let's say, X quantities, we are already exceeding the planetary boundaries. We will need more than a couple of planets to manage a sustainable growth. That's again not possible. So our strategies are around this. The good thing about it is there is a dollar value to it. The customer is agreeing and very happily saying that in case it comes at a price parity, they will only choose the products which are grown in a sustainable way. One of the stats, 51% of the millennials are checking packaging today. So this is a fact I'll again use later in my presentation, that where are they checking this packaging. So this presentation is actually very long. I've been allocated 15 minutes. I believe after 10 minutes, a few of you will sleep off, so I will get another 10 minutes, and you won't realize that I've exceeded my time. But I still can't manage it in 20-25 minutes. This presentation will take a couple of hours, so I'll be rushing through most of it. But offline, during the evening, anytime we can have a discussion around it, because one of the key pillars of this is that we are associating ourselves with various state organizations, various banks, various stakeholders, NGOs. Everyone has to be a partner of it. We can't do it alone. We are too small to do it alone. Strengths that we have that we'll be able to take care of it is because first, as a corporate, we are committed to it. Second, we are catering to 4.8 million farmers. So we have a network of around 5 million farmers whom we are catering to. Third, we are integrating this with digital technologies. So that's why we believe that we'll be able to do sustainable. Okay. This is what our CEO says about it. We must go beyond supply, simply doing less harm, and instead aim for a net positive impact towards the creation of and restoration of natural and social capital. Now, we will not stop at this, we are not doing harm. We are actually creating positive things. And the last part of it is, we still have to operate as a viable business. Okay. So we'll see how are we matching all these together. We've actually gone ahead and make a full framework of how we will go about this. So we call it a living landscape approach, which means prosperous farmers, a good ecosystem where everyone is happy and the planet is regenerated. So we are taking care of everyone, the farmer, the environment, and the partners that we have. Okay. This whole framework, if I get into explaining this, will take us an hour, but you can see how well thought through this is. This is our purpose. Then under it, we are talking of what are the outcomes. This is for the farmers, this is for the communities, and this is for the planet. These things are now then married to the sustainable development growth targets that we have from the UN. And then there are policies around it, along with farmers, plantations, suppliers, factories. I'll touch upon it later slightly, not in detail, but anyone seeking details, you're most welcome in the evening, tomorrow, anytime. We are looking for partners on this. Okay. This is typically what a supply chain looks like. Okay. If anyone is looking at making any contributions, this is very complicated. Good thing for us is that we are part of all parts of the supply chain. So we can manage it much better than anyone else. Okay. Again, reiterating, 3 major outcomes from our purpose to reimagine: happy farmers, thriving communities, and regenerating a living world. And then there are a lot of things what we are doing right now. I'll have to skip all this. Briefly touching upon how are we using technology on this. Okay. So we have 187,000 farmers globally whom we have mapped. And when we say mapped, we know their exact geographical location using a GPS. We know how big is their farm. We know what they're doing. And we have started creating a database for this. How we are going to use it is, on a regional level, we can come back and tell that farmer or that group of farmers, this is the weather that we are expecting in your area, this is the history of that particular area, this is the kind of a soil that exists in that particular area, and these are the things which will be useful for you to increase your yields. Okay. If the farmer's yields increases, he becomes richer, he is able to help us better by giving us more supplies, we have to have less touch points, he makes more money, we make more money. Another thing that we are doing is that we are trying to disintermediate a lot of buying. Farmer will be able to communicate directly with our own company people, so that the intermediaries are not making far more money than the farmer. In a typical crop, let's talk about sesame, 100 to 120 days of crop, the farmer carries this risk for 100 days. If anything goes wrong with the crop, he loses money. If he has a good crop, he may or may not make money. So versus 120 days of risk that he carries, a trader carries that risk for 4 or 5 days. And 4 or 5 days, the market doesn't move so much. So who should be awarded more? Should it be farmer? Should it be the intermediary? Or should intermediaries' margins be lower than this? So that is something that we are looking at taking care of from here. And all that we are doing, it is all vetted by third-party people. It's not that we will make some claims that we have done this and get it published in the newspapers. No. There's a third-party vetting available. And I'll come to the degree of vetting, what is being done at a slightly later stage. Okay. This is what we are doing for the communities. Okay. It looks like it's a charity work, but this is not. Happy families, happy farmers means they are producing better. If their families are better taken care of, their health is better taken care of, they will take care of their farms better, which in turn will help us better. Okay. So on this, we are taking care of skill improvements. We're talking of health. On women, we have a special focus because we've seen in Africa, the gender inequality is strong and inclusion is needed for improvement of the society. We even started a food prize because we can't do everything ourselves. So what we are saying is we will give a prize to some kind of path-breaking research which is done. And these are some examples of what we are doing in regeneration. So the cashew shells is a big source of energy. We are using that. Farmers are being trained on how to use, what kind of fertilizers to use, which is good, which is bad. So to keep skipping it, I've already kind of just about to finish my 15 allocated minutes. Okay. Water is very critical. This is probably the most important thing that we are doing. And for that particular reason, we were the first ones to get out of wet hulling. A wet hulling requires 5,000 liters of water per metric ton. We moved to dry hulling. Imagine the kind of hulling that is done only on sesame. Even if 500,000 tons is used, we are talking of 500,000 multiplied by 5,000 liters of potable water. That's a huge number. Probably will make us shudder if that kind of water can be saved. Okay. So we have started that process. Hopefully it will catch up. We have been doing it for 5 years. This is the second part when I was saying that the customer is looking at, the customer wants to read the label and we want to make it a viable business. So this is something that we are doing. We have started this program called At Source, where when you're buying our product, when you're buying a product, it will be from the label itself, you will be able to go back online and see where was this product coming from. And this also has 3 levels. So first is basic level, at which you will know this product is coming from, let's say, Mozambique, this particular region in Mozambique, or this particular region in Jigawa state. And at Source Plus, we go down to the farmer level village, a group level, where we'll say, it's coming from this group of farmers. The nearest school in this place from this village is 5 kilometers. They have access to water, they don't have access to water. Okay. Just to give an idea to the consumer, what can he do? Or where is he getting it from? Because the customer is interested in knowing where is the product coming from. Our ambition is that the customer will tomorrow start asking for the same information from every supplier. And then people will be forced to give back something to the society to make sure that those livelihoods are improving. At the at source infinity level, we actually want to have a system where if you like that particular sesame, you like that tahini, and you want to compliment and you want to say, yes, my company likes the tahini and we would want to give something back to that particular village, we should be able to send something back to that particular village. So that's the third level. And we're not talking of something hypothetical. By 2025, we will be at source compliant in all the products for Olam. Today also, we can provide a lot of information. A lot of this information will go on live in 2019, end of 2019 and 2020. So this is how it will look like. The farmer will know what we are, the consumer will know what we are doing for the farmers, what we are doing for the community, what we are doing for the planet. To drill it down, what we have done is an Olam supplier code. I'll again touch Olam supplier code when we talk specifically on sesame. But we know for very sure that we cannot do it alone. So we need support of everyone in this room and beyond this room. We need the bank, we need the NGOs, we need the government, we need all partners to come and help us. And these are the partners who are helping us today. There are NGOs, there are technical companies, the customers who are partnering with us. They say, yes, they like this project and they will be wanting to partner with us. Industry collaborators. There are some donors as well. But we really want everyone to be involved in this so that we can generate a lot of enthusiasm around it. And what about sesame? Talking specifically about it, I think in one of the panels, someone mentioned that Nigeria has poor infrastructure. So this plant, which you're seeing here, both these figures, both these photographs are from a plant in Nigeria. The only plant in Nigeria which is FSCC certified. The kind of investment and the kind of technology this plant uses does not exist anywhere in Africa. It's definitively the best plant in Africa, and possibly in the world. There are only a couple of plants which can match the capabilities, the cleanliness, and the systems that this plant works on. So how is it fitting up? It's all fitting up in that thing when customers want to know, where is my product coming from? When the customer sees this plant, there is no way he's going back to any other plant where he says, oh yeah, I can buy sesame from here as well. No. Every customer is worried that if there is a quality issue, if something happens, then the kind of negative image that it brings to him. We have a sustainable village program, we call it, where we kind of adopt a village and we're trying to do a lot of things for that village. And we marry it with the Olam Livelihood Charter. The key factors here, and both these programs are live in Nigeria today. The key factor is that if you want this program to be approved within the Olam systems, then it has to meet these 8 requirements. It has to have a finance. You should be spending money on it. It should increase in yield. It should lead to an increment on yield. It should make sure the labor practices are good. It should make sure that whatever farmer produces is given, he is able to sell it. There's a market access given to him. There's a quality, there's a traceability, and there's a social impact, as well as environmental impact. If you're not able to measure any of these, or there is not a positive movement on any of these, the project doesn't qualify. And Sesame in Olam has qualified for last 5 years along all these parameters. And this is all Sesame in Nigeria. These are some hard facts. How much money was there in what was the spend on FY17, what was the spend on FY18, and these are all audited figures. These are all audited by third parties. This is the breakup of state-wise. We don't just go and talk that we have done this. So His Excellency said that we will someday we will follow up. So sir, to specifically address your question, we have been on it. Unfortunately, we've not been spending enough money and voice behind talking about this. This is the first time in any Sesame conference I have been given this opportunity to speak about sustainability. And that's why we thought it's appropriate we let everyone know where we are on sustainability. These numbers, audited numbers, anyone wants to go and check it, these are part of our reports. Office, which we call our Olam Farmer Information System, which is online system. We already have a number of farmers registered on this. We are increasing this so that we can take it a digital thing to the farmer. We should be able to tell the farmer, not only buy it from him and give him the best price, that everyone can do. Give him the best price, at the same time make sure that he is getting more yields. So that his overall livelihood improves. We are trying to make sure his whole family is involved in it. There are women farmers who are involved in it. Some of the photographs, we just keep, and this is the first time we are able to show those photographs. This is what we are doing in various states in Nigeria. Specifically, we have we as a company, we started out of Nigeria, so we have soft corner for Nigeria. I think there are 2 of us sitting here in this room today, out of 3 Olam guys crew sitting here today, and both of us have worked in Nigeria. Okay. So that's a country which is closer to our heart. That's all that we had to say about sustainability. I believe we'll need your support on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And can I please request you to stay back on the stage? Thank you for your time on the podium. I'd like to invite on stage for a very special presentation for Mr. Sanjeev Sharma. Can I request His Excellency to please join us on the stage and present a memento to Mr. Sanjeev Sharma.